I hate cords. So if you're a company and you have wireless microphones and you want to send them to me, please go ahead, feel free to do so. I'll link it below. Hold please, battery change. That was the intro. Now we got to figure out what we're talking about. We have no idea, but we're going to try it. So, here we go. What are we going to talk about?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. So, what's up, guys? It's Jeremy and Wes. We are currently recording at, where are we?
Cherokee Park, Morristown, Tennessee.
At the lake. We're at the lake.
Yeah.
Leaves are falling all around us. If we actually get a video on YouTube about this behind the scenes,
Sure,
my bad.
I'm a video guy.
My bad. I know, but I'm editing these, so technically it's a self-bash. You can see the leaves changing, which is cool. You can probably see the leaves falling. We may have some interference, but enough about that crap. This is episode 3.
That's right. Number 3.
Keeping at it, which, I mean, I'm proud of us. We made it this far.
That's right.
I mean, knowing us, that's an achievement in itself.
That's what we should probably call it. Just keeping at it.
Keeping at it, for real. This week we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to lead a little bit more, and we're going to talk to Wes about #vanlife and his experience with Betty White. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, so let's start with getting the van. Like, that was an adventure in itself. We'll keep this short, hopefully. But,
yeah.
So, Wes, tell us about finding the van and like the pain in the ass it was to finally get her home.
Well, starting with why I was getting the van is because where I was working at the time, I was a little bit away from home, and I was spending like $1,200 a month on rent, plus my home here, plus everything else. And I thought, well, this is stupid. And actually, Jeremy and I discussed having a van for the company, Throat Punch Productions, which, by the way, I know you can't see it if you're on the podcast, but there again, if you're on the video, same shirt, or throatpunchpros.com, PROS.com, sorry, shameless plug. Anyways, so we had the discussion about buying a van. I had looked up several of those things, and obviously with us being into photography, videography, you know, those things kept constantly popping up in the Instagram feeds with van life and #vanlife and this, and seeing people waking up next to beautiful mountains and lakes. And by the way, that shit doesn't happen unless you like set it up that way. It's not real life. It's just not, man.
What is real life? I mean, what's real life?
So real life is, I found this van after like a month and a half of searching. I sold my BMW 535i twin turbo M-Series package. I was salty about it.
I enjoyed driving that car, and I was nervous every time he made me.
But it was hella fun. So I sold that car, and then found this van. Reached out to the guy that had it in St. Louis, or right outside of St. Louis actually, and called Jeremy. I was like, hey man, I bought a van, gotta go get it. You wanna go for a road trip? So that started that process.
And we were flying together, right?
We were gonna fly. A friend of mine has his own plane. He was gonna fly us out there. Private plane life, you know, acting like we're rich when we're really just broke.
Got off t-shirt life.
But that was the original plan. Is we were going to roll out there in the private plane, picked up from the airport, and then right at the very end of it, everything was lined up ready to rock. Some gnarly weather came in, and we had to revert. So Enterprise, rent a car, and rent car number 1, leave. Something was broke, didn't work. I don't remember what it was. Cruise control didn't work, and we were like, fuck that, I'm out. So we went back and got another car, a little bitty, tiny, like compact car.
I don't even remember what it was, but it was very small.
It was a Mazda hatch or something. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was tiny.
So 2 tattoo dudes pile into a Mazda and head off to St. Louis. I think we drove straight there the first day. No?
You did. Yeah, you did the driving the first day.
Yeah, we drove straight there.
Wait, you waited until it got dark and you made me drive.
That's right, because I can't see at night. He can't either, but I felt better if I died if he did it.
It's my fault.
So we got out there, found like the cheapest hotel room we could find. The lady was super nice, told us not to go on the other side where the bar and the crackheads were.
So we did not. We didn't.
Yeah. We went to the other side where the guys were all smoking pot. You could smell it coming out of the rooms. But it was a clean little place. Got up the next morning hella early, which started the YouTube video of us picking up Betty White, which is also on the YouTube channel. You should check that out too.
Blog post about that too, right?
There is several blog posts about when we picked up Betty White. Went and picked it up, drove it around, had to wait on the wire transfer because, I wasn't carrying cash, obviously. So waited on the wire transfer to go through, grabbed us some breakfast, chilled for a minute, took the rental car back.
Some headlights, some windshield wiper blades.
Yeah, had to buy all kinds of stuff.
We did all that before you even signed the papers.
Yeah, we had to, man. It was one of those things. And then came back, took our time coming back, went and saw the St. Louis Arch and some of that
cool.
stupid touristy stuff.
We had Starbucks coffee in St. Louis.
We did have Starbucks coffee right beside a Ruth's Chris in a Hilton.
In the Hilton.
Dressed almost exactly as how we are right now.
Yeah.
I had on my fucking capri jeans and a t-shirt, and he was pretty well exactly what he's in right now.
This is kind of what I'm always in. I'm always in shorts and a t-shirt.
So
sometimes the sleeves, sometimes without.
Yeah, you didn't have sleeves on that day. That's the video. You had pants on that day. I do remember that. They were tan pants. Sorry.
That's ridiculous.
Random facts and figures. So rolled back, and then a couple days later, Dad came up to my house here in Tennessee, and we started kind of cranking on it. Insulation on the ceiling, putting the B-board up on the ceiling. My brother Pickle came over, and God love his heart, spent like 2.5 hours wiring up all of my lights inside, running everything back to the batteries, putting the switches in, and all that stuff.
And he did say Pickle for the record.
Yeah, Pickle.
I just want everybody to be aware. We have friends named Pickle and Tater. Other things we can't say on YouTube and or podcast probably.
True.
All right, so let me ask, I guess. So you've been living in this thing for how long now? Officially.
I've been living in it.
Full time.
I'm not going to call myself full time because I'm not. I still have a home. I still come back to it. Usually 4 to 5 days a week I live in the van. I've been living in the van March, April.
So about 6 months. All right.
Don't make me count.
I can't imagine. Hey, YouTube, watch this.
3.
April. 5 months.
Yeah, 5 months. 5 months, pretty well, almost full time in the van. Yeah.
So, what's been the hardest part about living in the van?
The hardest part about living in the van is showers. I know that sounds stupid.
The
to
lack
say.
of a shower.
Yeah, the lack of a shower in the van. I haven't done it that, but no, probably like legit the hardest part for me has been not finishing it. And I know that sounds weird, but I've like kind of stopped. I got my bed platform in. I've got like my little kitchen area in with no sink yet. I've got a big cabinet that had 3 drawers underneath it. Open it up at the top because I do have to wear dress clothes and stuff at work during the day. So I had to have a place to actually hang some stuff, which is odd. So I've got that in, and I just kind of stopped. And even since I stopped, I've took all the drawers out. I realized I didn't need the drawers anymore. I've got my cooler tucked up underneath there now.
That's this week.
As of this week, I'm still making changes. Still haven't put the sink in because I don't know that I'm going to leave the sink is where it is. But it's like it's constantly changing. It's constantly evolving as I've lived in it more and more, and I'm getting more comfortable with what I have to have. That's been the greatest thing about it is that whole mentality of minimalism. Is the word?
Well done.
Minimalism. I had to slow down.
That's right. I couldn't do it.
But I've realized that I don't need 20 pairs of underwear. I don't need 10 pairs of socks. I just don't.
I don't own that many, and I still have it. Just saying.
And I have a house too, and that is the one good thing. I've got all this stuff there, so if I ever need it. But that whole minimalistic mindset has really helped me out in multiple ways. Even as simple as what we're doing with video.
Oh, yeah.
I don't tote anything around anymore. I don't carry a bag. I mean, I have a bag with stuff's in, but I don't carry it. I grab the camera and the lens and just say screw it.
Well, I think that you and I share that in common, though. We're both very minimalistic anyway. Like, I shot mirrorless for a long time, and that was kind of the reason for that. He let me travel lighter and smaller. So I totally get that for sure. So, all right, if you had to do one thing over that you've done in the van, if you had to change one thing, what would be the first thing you change?
As far like with the van
With
or
the
with
build,
things that
like with
I've
the
done
build
in
out,
the
yeah. Since you've been in it for a while now, like looking back, like you would have done this differently if you were starting over today with the new van. Anything?
Legit, I think. Well, first off, I wouldn't have bought a van with 2 sliders. I would have bought a van with 1 slider. I've got 2 sliding doors in the van. Betty White's got the slider on each side. I would have just bought one, and so I could use that whole wall. But as far as the actual build itself goes, the first cabinet that I put in, I bought off Amazon for like $200.
I remember that.
the biggest piece of shit that I ever saw in my life.
It was crap.
I mean,
It broke on the first day, didn't it?
yeah.
Or did it rot? Did it come broke?
It came broke.
Yeah.
And then they shipped me more pieces, and I put it on, and I still used it. And I probably should have figured it out that I should have done that, but I did it. It's still in there now. It's hella wobbly. It's kind of funny at times. I just laugh at it, but it serves its purpose. That's the one. I wish I hadn't spent $200 on buying a cabinet. I wish I'd have just spent the $100 and took the time to actually build what I wanted to get done. So that's probably my first one. And my second one is not putting it on video,
Sure.
which is coming soon to a theater near you.
We don't want to see that video. That's not a movie we were buying tickets for. Just saying. That's cool. And like, since Wes has had his van, I've wanted one ever since. And honestly, like, I've always thought it'd be cool. But honestly, I wanted the bus for a long time instead.
Even before the van ever came into the picture.
Yeah, I mean, that's a long time dream of mine. But I mean, I've got 3 boys, 2 dogs, and obviously the wife and I. It's like, we needed that kind of space. Now, Allison's off to college. Jaren's 13. Like, before we get to the point where, like, we may actually need that much space, I realized, like, I could do the van. And I still wasn't completely sold until I helped do some driving on the way back. Like, it drives incredible.
Yeah.
It rides really well. There's so much room. Like, if you've never rode or driven a Sprinter van, like, it's shocking in my opinion.
I wish it was spread. Let me correct you, sorry. It's a 2016 Ram ProMaster 3500 1-ton diesel, high top, 159-inch wheelbase cargo van. That's what
It looks like a Sprinter van. That's all that matters.
It does look like a
the
Sprinter.
same. So, I mean, you've had it. We picked it up in April. Is that right?
I think it's right.
I think we went to April, so we drove home from Missouri.
Yep.
We spent the night in Nashville in it, in hammocks.
Yep. First night was in hammock.
His most popular TikTok video has been going to take a crap that day. And then since then, you've been living in it in North Carolina, in Asheville now.
Yeah.
We've taken it to Kentucky
Yep.
and back, all in a few short months, really.
Yeah.
I can only imagine like where else we're going to take it. But if you had to give anybody advice who was considering the van life, like, is there like some sound advice you could like share with people? Because I don't have a clue until I mean, I don't think you know until you get in it, like what to expect, like really, like real life in that.
Well, I mean, I'm on multiple things on Facebook and Instagram with different communities or whatever that are in that too. If you're going to go truly 100% legit only van life and like get rid of everything and not have a home and just live out of the van, I think that's a whole different conversation.
Sure.
If you're going to do it like what I do, where it's legit, it's kind of like a hotel room. I mean, or
Yeah,
the
makes
famous
sense.
words of George Carlin, it's like a sleeping bug. Although I don't do the latter part in the van, but it's legit. It's like a hotel room. So that's what you got to get your mindset at. It's not. It is your home, yeah, but it's some place that you're going to go and you're going to take places and be able to sleep and lay down and rest and be comfortable no matter where you're at. We went to Kentucky. He mentioned we went up there with Standalone Apparel to do a shoot up there for them, and like the first night he had rented this big Airbnb, right? Airbnb.
Yep.
Rented this
Huge
Airbnb,
house, yeah.
humongous house, all kinds of bedrooms. He's like, "Come on in." I was like, "Nah, I'm straight, man. I'm here." I'm comfortable.
So Wes slept in the van.
I slept in the van.
Yep.
So if I had to say anything for anybody as far as looking at it, number one, the bigger the better.
Sure. That's what she said.
That is what she said. Obviously not about me, but the bigger the better. So if you can afford
Pause.
to go,
For the record, Wes doesn't even like The Office.
I don't like that.
For the record, that's almost a deal breaker for our friendship / business. Because The Office is the best. Please continue. Sorry. That had to be thrown in.
I did watch the actually.
It's not as
Oh yeah, the bigger the better. Sorry. So if you can afford a 172 or 174, obviously do it. The more those few inches or couple feet, it makes a humongous difference. I mean, in differences like shower, toilets, these things that may not be like in your mind at first, but the longer you're in it, you're going to get there. It's like me when I first built it. I was like, cool, I got a sleeping platform and I'm in. And now there's a sleeping platform, a kitchen area, a place for all my clothes, yeah, a full-blown closet, Apple TV, my 32-inch TV, the DVD player,
tons of storage there.
tons of storage, a shoe rack for I know, don't laugh. I have a shoe rack in my van because, I mean,
I'm laughing.
I like shoes. Y'all can't see it,
I'm
but these are
laughing.
Cole Haans that I got on right now.
Yeah,
They're
fly
camo and they're
shoes.
dope.
I have on shoes today, too.
And skull socks.
Oh, there's my boxing socks. They're dogs with skull bones.
I do like the fit, but not the
I love it's Carolina blue. Get it right.
It's good.
All right, so I
So-
think this is a good place to say too. Like I think like, we end up talking a lot. I'd love some interaction like with other people. So I think if you have questions about this van life stuff, you should comment on below or DM us on Instagram or Facebook or even on our private accounts. But like I feel like a conversation needs to start.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're on the Anchor app, I think I've got everything set up now correctly where you can actually call in, leave us a message.
Oh, that's cool.
It'll play it back and we can actually record it in with the next podcast, or not the next one, kind of talk about a van or whatever this life is that I live.
Very cool. So to end this one,
Yep.
maybe we ask for some suggestions of what people want to hear next.
That would be awesome.
Or in the future, only because by the time we get those compiled, if anybody ever actually participates, we may have already done another one or another two, I guess.
Yeah, sure. And we're trying to stay a couple ahead because this is
For
something
sure.
we're trying to make sure that we get out to you guys every week. Shooting for Wednesdays,
Shenanigans.
shenanigans with Huge and Wes.
Absolutely.
So yeah, for sure. I mean, we're like I said, go to the website. All of our links are on there for social. Hit us up. Tell us what you want to hear. If we suck, that's okay. You can say it. We're good at that. I had like 2 people last time go, "Hey, your audio is horrible," and I was like, "Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. That was our first one.
This
So
is better.
thanks.
Already, this
Rock
is
on.
better.
Yeah, this is hella better
For sure.
So,
Yeah, so we want to hear from you all.
Yep.
And until then, I guess we out. What are you doing?
Hold please. Battery change. I hate cords. What are you doing?
Trace poking me in the back of the head.
The zoom lens doesn't work. Nothing zoomed. What are you doing?
Got acorns in the trash can.
Well,
Tore the trash can.
I'm glad we're